Good day, you beautiful people of YouTube. It's the MadMarine, and well, it's been quite a long while since I've posted anything, which kind of gets us to a bunch of other things I don't want to run into quite yet. But I wanted to wish you guys all a happy New Year. So this is currently being filmed January 1st of 2021 or 2023. Goodness, not 2021. And it's been, hey, an interesting year. Hope it's been good for you. But for myself, some things have been going on. So I think let's just talk about a few odds and ends. One is the channel. So what happened with the channel? You guys kind of saw me kind of dive off the face of the earth after September. And basically that was the YouTube. We'll just move forward to saying the tube. They're not pleasant people to deal with, unfortunately. They very much arbitrarily make up rules as they go along and then don't tell you what you did. So I was having some difficulties with them. Again, I'm trying to keep this as abstract as possible. Had some difficulties with them, and basically I'll put it in another format. It'd be like this. Say you're out and about, and a police officer stops you and says you broke the law. Okay. What law did I break, officer? Well, you broke the law. Okay. And then they haul you before a judge. And then the judge says, you broke the law. Okay. Which law did I break? You broke the law. Can I appeal it? Yes, you can appeal it. Okay. Well, I don't know what law I broke, so I'm not really sure what to appeal. Well, you broke the law, so there's that. Okay, but I want to appeal it, and you're saying I broke the law, but you can tell me which law I did break. I'd like to meet your standards or laws so I don't break them in the future. Can you let me know what I did so I don't do it in the future? Nope, but you broke the law, and here are the consequences. Okay, how is this fair? So anyway, that's kind of what transpired. Yay, not a fun platform or great people to deal with, but this is the life I get to deal with on this platform. So, they get to arbitrarily do what they want. So, moving right along, I do understand that this has been happening to other people too. So if you could please like, share, comment, and subscribe, that does help the channel grow. It does help raise the middle finger to them because that means you guys like this content and you like things like this. So again, show some other 2A people some love out there. So that's kind of what happened with the channel. Some nasty grams about every time I post a video. This goes against our community standards, so it's just one of those things just not fun to deal with. And I apologize. Enough with the YouTube banter. It's just not fun to deal with. I would like to talk about the impending brace ban, and I meant to pull something up, but supposedly it was supposed to happen December 28th. Over Christmas, it did not happen. It got pushed back, it looks like, to January, possibly February. The internet squill is that supposedly January, Friday the 13th, which, would kind of make sense in the way things they've done in the past. The brace ban decision, or brace decision, will be made, whatever that may be. So, we'll see what happens. Nothing could happen. Something could happen. Maybe not much. I don't know. We'll see. I do feel like this day has been coming for a long time, but we'll see what happens. And of course, there's all the whole legal battles. I'm not going to get into that too much, but I wanted to share that with you. Anyway, what else are we going to talk about? Ammo prices. We'll talk about some ammo prices real quick. I will not be posting this link anymore in the description because I'm trying to stay ahead of YouTube and their algorithms and other things. So, but anyway, at the end of the year, we ended up at 33 cents a shot for 5.56. Last time I did it was 40 cents a shot. 223 was at 23 or 33 cents a shot again, and that was at 38 cents a shot last time I did it. 7.62 by 39 is at 35 cents a shot, and the last time I did it was 34. 7.62 by 51 is at 66 cents a shot. Last time I did it was 67. 22 long rifle is at 5 cents a shot. That is last time I did it was at 6. So 300 blackout, 54 cents a shot. I'm just going to run through these real quick, not show you the difference if you guys really want to get into it. But yeah, it ended at 54 cents for .38 special is at 38 cents a shot. 357 Magnum is at, sorry, there's a dog behind me doing weird things. And anyway, 48 cents a shot, and 40 Smith & Wesson is at 29 cents a shot. Let's see, 45 ACP is at 33 cents a shot. I was very surprised by this number. Good for 45 ACP. And then 380 is at 27 cents a shot, and 9mm is at 18 cents a shot, which was a pretty solid deal. I think it's this Turkish stuff, which does happen to have, I believe, tougher primers. So maybe for some of you guys running striker-fired pistols or pistols that have low energy firing pin springs, that may be an issue for you. Probably fine for range. Definitely not something you want to put in a self-defense scenario. Some specialty calibers we've always kept track of: 10mm, 41 cents a shot; 357 SIG, 55 cents a shot; 12 gauge 8 shot is at 32; 12 gauge 5 shot is at 32 cents a shot; 7.62 by 54R is at 59 cents a shot. Guys, anything steel, anything Russian, anything from Europe, and that's probably only made in Eastern Europe. The Ukrainian and Russian conflict is not good, and that will only drive up things more. So yeah, it's going to be rough for steel. And I know PSA is creating or last I heard, still on track for doing steel production. And I think, is it Winchester that also has steel production happening? But if I remember correctly, PSA ain't even going to start pushing out things until the end of 2023, and it's day 1 of 2023. And that was their update back in I think summer or spring of 2022. So if it gets pushed back to 2024, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, 9mm steel is at 22 cents a shot, which is funny because the brass and steel, brass is cheaper than the steel right now, which makes no sense. And that was pretty common. 30 super carry at 34 cents a shot, and 5.45 by 39 is at 43 cents a shot, and 223 steel is at 32 cents a shot. So I think, if I remember correctly, it's like a whole penny saved, 1 cent less than the brass stuff. And I honestly could definitely use some 223. I think everyone has, if they didn't have to buy, they haven't bought, and what they're just not shooting as much as they'd like to. I know that's the same for me. Which kind of leads me into the best online ammo prices, right? Something I've been keeping up. I was doing it every week. Then I was like, hey, this is getting a little silly. Maybe once every 2 weeks. With the current things between me and the tube, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to start off with once every month moving forward. So probably maybe at the end of the month is probably the way I'll do it. So probably end of January, I'll do a video. And depending on how this all goes, will determine if I do once a month or maybe twice a month, but probably not any more than that. The other thing I wanted to start doing is keeping track of, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger, because I know some of you guys have complained about this in the past. But I wanted to kind of keeping track of ammo, or not ammo, but weapon prices. So your most common out there, what are people buying, things. So I've got a PSA AR-15 right now. It's $4.99. I got a Smith & Wesson M&P Sport, $569. Which, by the way, do yourself a solid. If any of these weapons you happen to have in your collection, don't use the word custom with them. Very budget friendly. They're that's what you can afford. Fine. I'm not bashing people for buying these things. But these are tended to be generally the more lower end of side of things, and that's fine if that's what you can afford. I get it. Money. Everyone started off probably somewhere at the lower end, which I'll go into in a little bit about myself actually. But anyway, we got the Ruger AR-15 5.56, and it is $627. The Maverick 88 shotgun, which is a very big channel favorite. Y'all guys love the Maverick 88. For the money, it's a great shotgun. It's $159, and that's the 28-inch barrel, I think. The Mossberg 500 is at $333. The Glock 19, I believe this is a Gen 3, and it is basically $450. Smith & Wesson M&P 45. Apparently, this has been in the top 10 bestsellers of the last 3 years. Why the 45 model? I don't know, but like the last 3 years, this has been within the top 10 of the last three. So I thought I'd put it on there. And so that is $504.99. The Taurus G3C. Again, this is what you can afford. Apparently, this has been another top seller the last few years, last at least 3 years in running. And it is $187.01 is the best I could find on it. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take these UPC numbers and run them through like once a month and just see where we're at as far as these prices, see if they start fluctuating. Because the last few years, ammo's been expensive, so have weapons. Weapons have been definitely higher, and the prices on these are starting to drop. And I'd love to kind of just keep track of where they are. So the Ruger 1022, very common, probably one of the most popular 22s out there, is at $251.99. And the Wasser 10, now this is just the standard, I think, wood model. It's not like a breakdown or takedown model or anything like that. Just your basic stuff. Then this is a Wasser 10. This is a 30-round capacity Wasser. I think it does have the bayonet lugs, and I believe it's wood, but I don't believe it's Eastern European. I believe it's U.S. wood. And it's $770.99. By the way, AK Furniture has gone through the roof. It's nuts. Surplus wood is almost $200 sometimes. So, and then I just had to do it. I did not actually see that this was in any top 10 ranking as far as like most sold firearm in the last 3 years, but I think because it is literally the bottom of the tier, like the cheapest gun you could probably buy, in some cases, that I had to put it down there. And plus, it's just, it says Yeet Cannon, so you got to do it. So the High Point Yeet Cannon 9mm is at $155.94. We'll just keep track of where this goes. If you guys don't have any creative name for the spreadsheet, I will, name this spreadsheet appropriately. I'll try to keep track of these prices, once a month. I guess that's right. And what I'll do is move this over here. Is that right? Yeah, I'll move that over there. But anyway, and see how the prices change. But yeah, that's something I'm gonna keep track of. I really hope prices drop. Like I'm trying to remember what I remember this PSA ever being, like the cheapest I remember being. I think I remember the PSA being like at least in the 300s. Maybe like $399, $359, maybe in $349. But I don't think I remember it being. And maybe I have it wrong. I even think at one point, a long time ago, it may have even been $299. I don't think I ever remember it being cheaper than that. But $299 for a PSA AR-15. The Smith & Wesson M&P Sport 2, I think I remember these being like 400s, like right at $400, maybe the cheapest I ever remember them being. The Ruger, I honestly can't say. I know Ruger has always thought their stuff is a little bougier than maybe what it is or what other people's are. So I really don't remember the price point on the Rugers, the Ruger AR. The Maverick 88, I think I remember this being in like $120, $117, maybe the cheapest I've ever seen. Mossberg 500, I can't speak to that. Not a gun I follow much, but I do know it's very common and popular. New Glock 19s, like 380, 360, I think is about the cheapest I remember seeing new Glocks, Glock 19s for sale. Smith & Wesson M&P 45, I couldn't tell you. Taurus G3C, I couldn't tell you on that. The Ruger 1022s, maybe $189 or something like that. And if you guys remember better than me, as far as like what's the lowest you ever remember seeing these things sell for, feel free to throw it in the comments. Love to bounce your memory off of mine to see, if maybe I've got a better price or you've got a better price. Wasser 10s, well, I mean, if you go back far enough, but maybe like let's say 2018, you know, like these things maybe were like $600. But I also remember when they were $299. So, but I don't think they're going to be $299. If they're back down to like $599, I'll be pretty happy. A friend of mine actually picked one up for $500 used at this local store, and it had a bunch of like I think Tapco or Magpul furniture on it. But anyway, I digress. These have always floated like around $100. You know, it's about as cheap as they get, the high points. So we'll see what happens there. But that's just kind of a couple of things that I've been that I'm going to be working on. The other thing is projects. So I've had a bunch of projects go on. I've sold a few things. I've bought a few things. And one of the things I would recommend, and again, this is just me retrospecting in my time of firearms ownership, is buy the firearm you really want, not the compromised firearm that you that you can compromise on, that you can like save your money. Like don't compromise because you don't have the money to buy the firearm you really want. Save your pennies and buy a firearm that you really want. Now, you may have to, like, for instance, like, I don't know, say for instance you can't afford the Glock 19, right? But you can afford the Taurus, you know, G3C, right? So you need something to hold on to until you're able to afford that. I get that. Like, this is your placeholder until you're able to afford the bigger and better one. But don't don't start off with like the High Point and then the Taurus, and then I don't know if your end goal is the Smith & Wesson M&P, and then get the Glock and then get the Smith & Wesson. Like, so don't work your way up, because then you're going to buy like 5 firearms to get to finally the phone you want. And then you've either bought or sold 5 firearms that you just didn't need or didn't really want. Try to save your money and get exactly what you want. Because I'm in a weird situation where, like, I've done that. Like, so I've got firearms. I'm like, I didn't really want this. This is just what I could afford at the time. And what I really should have done is just saved my money and bought the firearm I really wanted. So I picked up a couple of unicorn guns that I've wanted recently, and hopefully get around to showing you guys, depending on how the tube treats me, because it may just diminish my excitement for producing videos. But yeah, that's something I want to guys show you. I've got a Crink on the way. I've got another RPK that's been built and waiting on one part. That's pretty cool. We're going to talk about some Glock stuff this year. We may talk about some shotgun stuff if I can ever get out to the range, shotgun range that is, and get out there and do some stuff. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I wish you guys all a happy 2023 and happy New Year. You know, maybe it was a good New Year. Maybe the last few years have been great for you. Maybe they've been kind of lousy. You know, just try to look on the positive side. You know, there's going to be ups and downs through life, no matter where you're at. But, you know, I think, you know, focus on the positives, focus on the wins, learn some from mistakes along the way, and, hey, have the best life you can. Anyway, this is the MadMarine, wishing you all the best. Have a good one.